Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of the Unturned Podcast. I'm your host, Charles. We're joined once again by Stas Wally.
It is good to be back.
The replacement for today, Sarati.
Hey guys!
You guys definitely wanted him. No one said anything about Sarati, by the way, last episode, so he's here anyway. And we have a special guest today, Quaz.
Hey, goo, how do you do?
Yay! Welcome, Quaz.
For anyone that doesn't if anyone that's been around for a very long time, you most likely know who Quaz is. It was like kind of in the same era of very early on Unturned YouTube. Quaz has been around for a very long time, and they recently came back to the scene. And I think it's very interesting to ask for a perspective on the past and now. So I brought Quaz on to a little bit talk about Unturned and the dichotomy between the two eras, because I think there's a lot of similarities between the two eras. When I was looking back and reading a bunch of shit from that era of Unturned, which was it's like 2016, 2016 era, like the start of Unturned, and like the seeds of the Unturned YouTube scene, and a lot of like the weird drama that would happen. It's kind of funny because Sarati was also a part of it too, for a while. And it's funny reading back some of those tweets and like videos and people talking about all that stuff that was happening back then. If anyone remembers the epic, I think it was what's it called? The Epic Gamer Sit Down. Met this one YouTuber who was friends with P9, and he would basically his entire YouTube channel was just literally getting the Unturned community members to like squash the beef in like, oh my gosh. It was like a pseudo podcast really. If anyone remembers who that guy is, but that's some ancient stuff from back in the day. But anyway, this is about Quaz. So, welcome, Quaz.
Howdy.
So, I guess the first question I want to ask you, like I usually ask a lot of my guests that show up on the show, when did you start playing Unturned?
I think I literally played it in 2.0 after a PewDiePie video came out. It was either a PewDiePie video or a Jacksepticeye video.
They both played at the exact same time.
I remember,
That's that was like the first. After PewDiePie dropped that video on Unturned, a lot of people came to the game. I think it jumped to the peak was 60,000 players after they both dropped their videos.
It was ridiculous.
But I think that was an interesting time frame. Also, and there's not many people that came from that era, of PewDiePie introducing people to the game and a bunch of people coming in. I've never really heard of anybody really say, oh yeah, I came in because of PewDiePie. There's not many people that really say that, but that's interesting that you brought it up because that is ancient stuff.
I do remember that video. That video was on my cell phone, and then I had to text my buddy to play it.
So you got your so you started playing Unturned very early on. I guess what I was gonna ask you about that is what was the fondest memory of 2.0 for you?
It's definitely just quitting and then reloading the game to just keep getting fucking loot in single player. That was quite honestly my favorite thing to do. Is I was a hoarder, and so I would just love collecting shit in the single player save. That was high-key my favorite thing. I would just post up in military base and and that's just all I would do. I loved it. It was just my favorite thing to do.
That's very interesting. Did the zombies respawn? I feel like the zombies respawn if you did.
They always do.
Yeah, they always do.
Perfect.
Okay. So you were just going through waves of them every time.
Waves of zombies, and once again, when you kept quitting the game and then you came back, the loot everywhere just respawned. So you were able to honestly be able to get an Alice pack. It was rad.
Did you play a lot of multiplayer back then?
Only with my buddy. Only with my buddy, me Big Boom. That's kind of the only time we were able to play. I guess there was on occasion with some high school pals, but we never really kept servers running.
You guys using Hamachi?
Basically.
Old school Hamachi servers?
I think there's probably 30 different things I've made on my Hamachi alone, just trying to set shit up.
I remember Hamachi itself is just an icon of the old times, you could say. Because it's not only Unturned. Like all games worked with Hamachi because it's just a LAN network, and that was a very easy way to set up a server for you and your friends back in the day.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was Amachi is literally I guess a time capsule of early server like hosting, and it's kind of crazy that people still use Hamachi now, because I still get like friends like, yeah, we can use Hamachi, and I'm like, I forget it's still around, and it's always like kind of like, I don't know, I get like kind of recoil from it because it's like kind of crazy that it's still being used, but you know.
Yeah.
Does it still work?
I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah.
I mean, with Unturned, I mean, because I know Hamachi still works. Cause
I don't know about Unturned. I think so, but I could be wrong.
I mean, you guys can look up the Me Like Big Boom how to set up a server video. I don't want to have to look it up. All right.
Yeah, I forgot that. But that video was actually, this is like 300K.
Dude.
I think it was like 300K, maybe a million. I forget.
There
how
was
much.
the original video that he set up, because I think he did an updated one, but like that might be outdated too. It like literally was like his highest viewed video on the entire channel at one point was just him teaching people how to set up the Unturned server, and I'm like, wow, that actually worked. People want to know this.
Yeah, that's
because it's like the most basic knowledge, and Boom just
got
kind of
you.
won the race to make that video.
Yeah, and honestly, that seems like how it should be, you know? If you're the first person to like be on the search engine of that, crap, everyone's gonna be gobbling up to you, I think.
So if to everyone out there, if you want to be big on YouTube, look out for indie games coming out and make tutorials on how to host servers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that if a game runs off the same engine, it shouldn't be that different from other games, although I may not know what I'm talking about, but
There's some like channels that only post like videos that just are about updating your Minecraft mods, and it's just a tutorial on how to download WinRAR and to like do the whole process. That's all what it is. And they would have like
with the guy
re-uploads.
typing in Notepad.
Yeah, it would just be re-uploads, and sometimes it would just be people with like in front of a camera, you know, just
Yeah.
describing it. It's horrible. I don't think that's content, but it's definitely useful for people who don't know what they're doing. But why do you have to re-upload it like 80 times?
YouTube killed all the tutorials by removing dislikes, so now you no longer know which ones are credible and not.
Yeah. Hey YouTube, thank you. Love you.
Legit.
Thank you. No, is it still Susan? I don't think it's still Susan.
No,
No.
it's like some new guy. I don't know his name anymore.
The Polish don't control the world anymore. Oh well.
Stupid. Well, to get back on track about, I guess early on, but you were around during the start of MLBB's like YouTube channel. That's kind of crazy to think about. You were
That's
there
like
from the
super
very
cool.
start. I actually remember I don't think you remember, but there was a stream of MLBB playing like some random map. I think it was Ural Mountains. I could be wrong. I don't think it was Ural Mountains. I think it was like, it might have been just what was it? It was some kind of like weird map. It wasn't like any of the maps we know today.
Not
But
like
he was
New
just-
Brunswick.
I don't think
Not
it was New
like-
Brunswick. It might have been, but I don't think so. It
That
was
was a
kind of
good
like it felt like a snowy forestish, but I don't think.
But
it
it's
was,
not Yukon.
It's
like
not Yukon. It wasn't Yukon. No.
A snow map that's fucking not Yukon.
I don't
you
know. It was something. It was a weird curated map he was playing, and he had like 20K subs, and he was watching his sub count go higher and higher. He was
Yeah,
just
that's-
talking about.
Love
He was just
stupid.
talking about like the future of his channel, and like I remember someone bringing up, "Why don't you stream to Twitch?" And Boom was like, "Because I don't want to stream to Twitch, because I want to grow my YouTube channel." And that was like his mindset at the time. And it's kind of funny to have that. I don't know why that memory is still with me.
Well, I think it's just funny because like now he's like all he's doing is streaming on Twitch.
yeah.
But his channel though did grow. So honestly, like they're to their word every time. They
It
are.
was a clever decision. It's just that you don't see him on YouTube around anymore, especially in the Unturned scene. Occasionally, he makes an Unturned stream, and every single time he does, it's a somewhat big event in the community, you could say. But
Yeah, exactly. I need to start playing. Well, I was playing more. You guys probably heard I've been playing this
Yeah.
new Buwak map. But
Buwak,
I've been
of
wanting to
course. You-
freaking. I've been trying to touch a couple ideas on making some content. I was thinking of it like a tier list idea for the maps. I'm serious.
I mean, hey, speaking of Buwak, I think everyone in the audience should buy as many boxes as they can
Oh
right
my
now.
god.
This is a sponsored, non-sponsored segment to go
Oh,
to the.
Just for
This-
context,
this
that's while
episode
he
is-
being paid. So don't take his word.
What do you mean? Don't take his word? Nah. Go.
Hey, as
go.
a
Go spend
non-paid
all of your-
sponsor of it, hey, I can say that because I'm not sponsored and I have no
I was gonna say it.
incentive.
Listen.
Yeah, I can say
Listen.
everything is worth it. It's lit.
Yeah. It's actually amazing. Okay, so I am a contributor to the map, but I'm not that big of a contributor. Like I don't make models. I don't make gameplay elements. Like, I don't know modding. I make music, and I made the audio editing alongside Polfest, Toofy's friend. And honestly, fucking hell, the fact that Toofy handled so much on her own is just amazing. Like, wow.
The best map in the freaking game.
Yeah,
Like,
and basically, it's a work of 4 people, and the majority of it was done by one person. So
yeah, that's always something that you can always praise.
It was like, I guess we could relate it back to like, I remember this clip that Knight Rider clipped from the podcast with Danaby's episode, and where Dan was like saying that like every like he would wake up, work
Sigma
on the
male
map,
one.
and then go to sleep. That's literally all he
Yeah.
did. And Toothy did that for a while, and I was like, I was getting concerned because Toothy's work ethic was crazy. I don't even know what to
Yeah.
say about some of it. It was like, it was inhumane. It was like,
It-
I don't
it
think
was-
this is good for you. But I mean,
it was literally quite a hostile work environment. But Toofy did that to herself, so
yeah, Toothy was crazy working on that map. And I just remember like the stories that Toothy would say, like, oh yeah, I just worked for like what was it, like 12 hours?
48 hours.
Like today I just worked
12 hours?
It was
12
today.
hours? No, I've
Into,
seen
like, a
I've
row.
seen Toofy stay up for longer than 24 hours
Oh,
just
yeah.
working on Buwak, fixing stuff, working on it, working on fixing, testing, just this whole thing. And at one point I literally had to say, Toofy, you need to go to sleep. Like,
Yeah, I remember like just the 12 hours straight comment, and I was like, God damn.
but
Fred
it
had seen a lot of it,
definitely
too.
paid off. It
Oh, yeah.
definitely paid off. Like, Buwak is an amazing map, and I think that's one of I've seen one of the comments on the Buwak OST video. Someone said that every single map that comes out nowadays just proves that more and more can be done in this game if
Oh, yeah.
if you just have people talented and ambitious people. So much can be achieved in turn. Because yeah, the game has its problems. Everything's hard coded,
No, it
but
doesn't have
Nelson
its
is very open. Nelson is very open to new ideas. So if you have a cool idea and you have something in the game that is limiting it, Nelson will. I'm not saying will, okay, because when I say will, it's kind of like I'm speaking on behalf of Nelson, but we've seen Nelson kind of help some of the curated creators bring their ideas to life, and we've seen them do amazing stuff. So, yeah.
In terms of masterpiece, and that's gonna be forever my statement. Like, people say that like there's certain games that people call masterpieces, but no, there's not a single video on Unturned being called a masterpiece. I might have to make one just because I really hate that
The first one.
there hasn't
It's
really
a
been
freaking
one.
awesome game. It's
Yeah.
a game that you can read.
It has its flaws. Nobody's denying that. But
No,
who's
it has no
saying
flaws.
that?
I'm denying that.
Who's saying that a masterpiece has to be perfect? You know?
I think it's
Yeah.
funny actually when it comes to video games. It's like, you know, like the imperfections make you perfect. Like when it comes to some of the
Yes.
games that are considered some of the best games ever, they have major problems. Like there's actual problems with it, but nobody really nobody really treats it like as the crux to the game. Like I look at
No,
Melee,
it's
and like there is so much things wrong with that game, but people love that game to death, and I love that game too. Even though I'm really bad at it, I love that game. But like it's like the definition of like imperfections make you perfect, you know. So
hey, look at goddamn TF2 out of all things. It's a game universally praised by anyone, I think. Like, and it has a lot of problems. Not even the devs that don't treat it right. I mean, like the game itself, like balance changes. There are weapons that literally do nothing. Graphic bugs. There's a lot, okay?
yeah.
But the game is the game. Its history, its legacy, its community. It's something else. And I think the same goes for Unturned.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
there's
guess
a
we
ton
can
of-
let's get back to Quaz. Quaz, when you were
Yeah,
starting
yeah, of
out,
course.
like the beginning of, I guess when we go into 3 and you played, I believe PEI. How'd you feel? How'd you feel about that?
Yeah, then the map was way better. Like seriously, you're starting in, and you're realizing the map is the same thing, but kind of different. And it felt like refreshing for once, though you couldn't just like keep dying and like respawning and quitting the game to get loot. That was honestly depressing. Guys, I was a hoarder, okay? So, but that didn't stop me from having much fun. We would, me and my friend would always have like little LAN parties and just like play with each other to just strictly like I just like have fun. For once, you would think playing the game for fun. What? But for real, like it was seriously just like enjoyment. Like I don't want to say ecstasy because I don't want, but you get the point.
Yeah.
You get it. You get it. It the game was great, and it felt absolutely bright like enlightening when you had like the free building on top of everything. Oh my
yeah.
gosh. And early on when we were making like vehicles like with just like the metal planes and stuff. Oh man. That was so fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
the freeform.
definitely. Like putting freeform on vehicles is definitely something. At the time, I haven't seen much when I started because I'm pretty sure I still started
So
in
Lost
2.0.
Ark.
Yeah.
2.0. It also like Hamachi servers. Definitely, that was that
Yeah.
kind of person. I remember we would host like a Hamachi server, and my friend, who I will not name, would always get the crossbow and just kill everyone else. We would have like those little deathmatch survival kind of servers. But
Yeah.
anyways, back to the point. At the time, that was something I haven't seen before much. But also there's this lost art kinda, or this charm that's kinda lost now, that you had to figure everything on your own. You didn't have a tutorial.
Yeah, the
or
wiki
on-
didn't really
yeah.
exist.
The wiki
So
didn't
like
exist.
shit sucked. In fact, I remember like actually fucking Boom would have to make tutorials just because
Yeah.
shit wasn't like out there. It was funny.
Yeah. And that charm is kind of lost now. I've seen maps try to kind of bring that back, but nah.
Honestly, this newest map I kind of went through that though. Let's be real. Okay, I
mean,
go in
yeah.
not knowing. Okay, seriously, talking about Buwak still. I just gotta praise this a little bit more because seriously, I jump. Let's just talk, let's mention a different map right now, right? Let's change the scene. You know, let's go back. Let's go
You wanna
back
go back
way
to
before
the-
Buwak. Way before Buwak.
Actually, I want to ask you.
There was a map that came out called, was it Arid? Is that what you guys say?
Yeah.
The military
Arid.
map. Yeah, dude, everyone just would always play that. I'm just saying,
I mean,
I
yeah,
played it.
Arid is one of the best maps.
it's
And
good. It's really good.
honestly, now that I've seen Buak,
But it's huge.
It's yeah. Definitely they go toe to toe. I honestly.
Yeah,
I mean, I am a contributor on Buak, so of course I'm gonna say that Buak is better. But
but I played it. I think it was just more fun, especially because like seriously, you can like play the game by yourself, more single player like in that game. Way more
yeah.
on
No,
Buwak. Yeah.
Arid is a very PvP map.
Mhm.
Inherently very PvP. Buak, on the other hand, is, while of course it has PvP aspects because it's Unturned, and Unturned has PvP aspects, right? It's not really focused around PvP that much, and suddenly you realize that it's not that important. Of course, there is. It's not like Tufi just forgot that PvP exists. Like no. But like it's not a very PvP heavy oriented map. I feel like.
No. Like playing through Buak, it was meant for like exploring, especially with their whole like the map system, like being able to unlock.
Oh yeah. You unlock like certain parts of the map, and also there's the cave system, and also let's not forget about the entire storyline, because I feel like that's the main selling point of Buak.
Yeah, there's like quests. Like I like quests.
Quests finally matter.
I like talking to people.
Okay, maybe not that quests finally matter, because they did previously, but Tufi made quests fun. I didn't think that was possible in this game.
Actually,
it's so
funny.
Awesome.
It's funny that you bring this up, because I remember Dan was like making fun of me because I didn't bring up the Reginald Polaris voice lines, and I'm like, you're gonna. And I know Addy brought up last episode about the guys on the Arizona map that talked, but
yeah.
I mean, they just. I didn't bring up because they're just inherently not the same thing as what Toothy did. I think it's crazy when it comes to storytelling how good Toothy made the voice lines and animations work well together. Like it actually felt like it was the perfect combination of both of them. It was real good. It was so good.
Yeah, I think it's really good that like the voice lines are present only during the cutscenes. They're not in the gameplay, because the cutscenes kind of take you out of like the game. It's hard to explain, but voice lines in the middle of the game, like on Polaris. I mean, Reginald is a joke NPC. Like it's not meant to be treated seriously, but it doesn't really fit into the game. It kind of takes you out of the game.
It's a concept. Like I said before, Polaris is a bunch of concepts put together as a map, and that's why I call it East Germany. And I mean, like Reginald is literally a concept that was just done for fun, and again, harks back to my point.
Look at the main questline of Polaris. It was also specific, like kind of like a campaign, right? And now you go look at Buak. It basically kind of has that, but well, on Polaris it was just like just like an idea, right? Just like a sketch of how this could be executed. On Buak, you've got the whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that Tufi stole the idea, because Buak has been in development for like 2 years, right? So, and the story is, 2 years. The current version that we know, that has been in development for 2 years, because I've seen versions of Buak that are way older than that. So this story is even older. Of course, it has been probably reviewed and polished and everything, but yeah.
Polished.
This is the first thing, like Sarati said in like past 10 minutes. Thought you were dead, Sarati.
Right. Well, funny thing happened. I actually thought I was listening to an episode of the Unturned Podcast. I forgot I was.
You thought you went
so. Yeah.
Funny that now that you brought up the Unturned Podcast and the Unturned Podcast, here's something I wanted to bring up. There's enough recordings of Charles's voice on the internet that we could probably replace him with AI if we wanted to.
Yeah, many people could, but I have protocols in place in case of artificial intelligence taking over.
Are you sure?
Yes, because it's. I mean, there's some problems with my voice that are kind of fucked, and I could take advantage of that. Let's just say that.
No, it definitely replace. No. What do you mean?
But yeah, I mean, all of you are on the table too. Don't act like there's just all of us. All of us are on the table.
Listen to your voice is definitely replicable. Okay, listen to me.
I mean, yes, it would be the most easiest, but like look at everybody else.
Nuh-uh.
The episode of the Unturned Podcast. I'm your host, Once again.
See, it's very easy.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
Yeah,
decent.
it is.
Thank you.
That's definitely
Thank
not
you.
just a sound clip that you just
No.
have.
Hey,
No,
Yeah.
couldn't be possible. Anyway, back to Quaz, because it's your
yeah,
episode.
we're digressing a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what we do on the
So,
podcast.
Quaz, how did you get, like, what was your feeling when you entered from PEI to Washington? Like, the switch
Okay,
over.
so like when they so I was like so baffled. Why did they choose Washington? Right? like come on, guys. We're
Ew, such
because
such
they
a
were gonna
state-
do Canada. No, hold on. Let's be serious. They were gonna drop a Canada map, and it was like fucking canceled, right? And then out of nowhere, my home state of Washington is a represented map as Unturned, right? It's freaking cute as heck. You got Seattle with the Space Needle and everything. Dude, that was the best thing ever. But I had never played it on servers until like I met like fellow gamers like through the scene. So it definitely was like my favorite map to play like single player. And I would just like play it all the time. It's my favorite map still. I think it's better than every other map.
I guess you're more qualified to ask this question. Is there a yellow submarine somewhere in Washington State that's kind of like just like lost there? Like, is there a yellow submarine like just like broken under the water?
Well, you might got to go scuba diving.
That's so funny. I guess so. What would you say was the feeling when you had PI in Washington like as maps, right? And then I hope I'm getting this right. Then it was Russia, right?
Yeah. So when Russia came out and you finally had, I think it was the Liberator. Yeah. That was my favorite thing to do, is to just go on boats, right? I became a boat person. I don't know how this happens when you play Unturned, right? Because boats are not
happens.
they're not really a fun thing, you know, but quite frankly, everyone just uses APCs, right? And just drives around. You've played Unturned before. I don't need to explain it. The point is, boats are just like pointless to a lot of people, and so but I loved them. They were my favorite. Even though people would just shoot at me with like from a helicopter, I just love riding on the boat. Anywho, riding the boats towards Liberator, favorite. It's honestly just like a cruise. I call it like my little like Florida to like Cuba scenario, you know, like I could just have a little getaway. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Now
love
that
the
you bring
Liberator.
that up, would you like to see a naval-oriented map in Unturned, like a boat-oriented map? Like
You see, now that would be awesome. I think everyone would agree that that would actually be pretty cool. Even, dare I say, an arena map where, hold on, hear me out. Don't cancel
Ooh.
this yet. Don't cancel it. I know I said arena and you're gonna walk away. Stop. Stay. Listen, it's an arena map and you have a bunch of boats, and then you can take smaller boats from the big boats and then go between boats. And I'm basically describing that Black Ops Cold War map, but I don't give a fuck.
I
Let's
think
just
you're
do
basically
it in
describing.
Unturned.
You're basically describing Pirate Cove, the workshop
Yep.
map. I don't know if you play that.
I might actually just be doing that.
Is it called Pirate Cove? What is it called? Charles, I
Honest-
think you know what I'm talking about.
I have no clue. I honestly
You know
don't
everything about this game. You don't know? Oh my god. No, I think it's called Pirate Cove, and it's like a little. It doesn't work on the current version because materials,
Of
blah blah
course.
blah. But I remember I put it on my server once. It was pretty fun. It's basically that you have like little rowboats. The combat is very different because you got like muskets and
Mhm.
flintlocks and like handheld cannons for some reason.
Oh,
That's smart.
Yeah, and you've got those ships, and the whole arena is just like basically like a small archipelago of islands.
See, that's
Was-
But what
that's
if
fun.
what if that but a survival map, right?
That could actually be cool. If only there was a way to have like other boats like hit you. Like the
I've-
boats just crash into you.
I mean, they can crash. It's just that it doesn't.
And it
it's
breaks
just
your
that
boat.
It's just like vehicles in Unturned are just weird, inherently weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Especially
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah, cars and boats are just treated like cars but in water. So
But underwater. It tilts a lot. I love the tilting, guys. It's so fun, just rocking around in the water.
Yeah, I mean, Kuwait had a lot of boats and ships.
You could do
Yeah.
a lot of fun things with the jet skis. You can sort of spin around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
basically
Honestly,
mini
I just unlocked the memory. I remember. I was like pushing an island, and what I did was I just like pressed D and W, so I just kept spinning in the water so that somebody couldn't hit me as I was approaching. So I literally it was like a D-Day scenario. So they just couldn't hit me, and then I got onto the land and killed them. I guess to talk about arena maps and like something that was kind of like fun to do. You were there when the first jet arena was created.
I think so, but I didn't get to play it too much because I remember watching people play it. That's actually funny because that was a lot of jet combat. Yeah, people flying around, and I would just die because I infamously crash the airplane every time I fly it. I don't know how I managed to, but I do know of this arena map that you're talking about.
Yeah, it was an interesting concept. It was very, I guess it was very like not revolutionary, but it was just cool to see like actual like a bunch of people play with jets because it was a new thing that was added. So I guess seeing that was a little bit interesting. But you were there for that, and I think a lot of people have forgotten that game mode as time's gone on.
Yeah, everyone goes away from arena mode, and quite frankly, it pisses me off. It's the best mode in Unturned, and I feel like the whole idea that Unturned is either a survival mode or a arena mode, it's just so a shame. I feel like that we're just narrowing our scope, you know? And I feel like there has to be a way to unlock a third option, but we've just,
Agreed.
Polaris kind of was that third option. It was like Polaris was a survival map, but it was so just fast paced. Like the locations were so close to each other. It was so easy to get a gun. I'm saying was like the map doesn't exist anymore.
No, it is. It's still
it was.
all right,
Polaris is
R.I.P.
gone.
Polaris.
No.
Polaris is gone. It was fun.
I think
No, but like genuinely, Polaris. I think that a lot of people don't like the map because it's labeled as a survival one. And I genuinely just recommend Polaris to a lot of arena players or like creative arena players. I mean, creative survival players. So, you just give yourself a gun, goes to Seattle and shoot people. And just go play Polaris. You even have to use the commands.
And I think the problem with that stats is just like, I don't know. It's just a whole new. I think the problem is weapons on Polaris, kind of silly. But like, I don't know. I'd rather just go play Freezer EU if I was being honest with you.
Yeah, when I see people,
because you already know the map. It's because you already
I know
Washington.
But like, I want to go back to what Quaz was talking about because I think it's interesting to say that there was really inherently 3 official game modes that were kind of pushed by Nelson, which was first of all the survival, the main key points. Then it was arena. And then we have this third option that was kind of pushed, but not really. It was deathmatch with Dango. And that's really kind of everything that we have. And I agree with Quaz that there should be more scope of what we're able to do in this game and not be inherently fixated on survival. I know Nelson wants to keep it the same survival aspect of the game and keep the integrity of that. But I think now it's way different from what it was a long time ago. I'm still pissed that Nelson doesn't want arena maps to be ever curated ever again. Like, I think that's a dumb decision, in my opinion. Because I think people could experiment at least on arena and then go into make a map.
The reason is because it's really not that fair to curated map creators. I think that's the official reason. Because Nelson's basically giving an opportunity to people to basically make money off his game, and an arena map takes less. I don't think it would be that hard to implement rules about what you could be able. to
I
think instead of just saying no,
just have full Russia arena mode.
no,
why can't we have that?
no arena maps. He could have just
made a
think-
whole
yeah,
new
I-
rule set for arenas of when it comes to what they're able to make money off of and what's able to
Maybe
be
instead
allowed.
of making boxes, you can only have a
like
bundle.
a bundle, like a
for
bundle.
example. Or
If I
maybe he
may,
can adjust the percentages. Yeah.
isn't something Nelson did not so recently actually, so maybe he wouldn't do this anymore, but he featured an arena map made by Timo, I believe,
Glacier Arena, right?
Glacier
Glacier.
Arena. And given that it was featured, the bundles were temporary, it was featured temporarily, but that was a sort of a nice middle ground because, like you said,
Yeah.
an arena map might not take as much effort as a survival map to make, but they can still monetize the map just, for a shorter amount of time, let's say.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's a good point because it didn't cross my mind. Yes, I think that's the good middle ground for it. Like, not boxes or anything like that. I think that should be restricted to, like, survival maps. And again, strive to be making bigger projects that are, like, a lot more, need to be fleshed out, as opposed to
Especially when it
because, again,
responds with like the active player base, when there's a lot of people playing the game, playing on these servers that are actively playing those specific game modes of these things that come out, like let's say a arena mode or let's say a brand new map that comes out. People want to be playing those maps, They're
And when
gonna
you
wanna-
have those smaller, sorry to cut in, but when you have those smaller maps featured every now and then, you could even say that Unturned starts feeling like for someone who, for example, like plays Unturned every single day. I'm not one of those people, but
yeah, can't imagine being one
No.
of those, right?
I just don't have enough time. I would, but it's just
No, I love
yeah.
this game. I've been playing it recently, like every day.
The game starts feeling a little bit more like sorry if that makes people angry, but it starts feeling more like a social network kind of deal because you check the game like every week and every now and then there's something new. It doesn't have to be this whole big project like Buak or Arid or Elver. It's just Glacier Arena, cool, let's check it out. And you will have servers hosting this new map for like a week. And then it'll be gone for a while. Maybe you put it on your own server to play with friends, but like a month later, maybe a new one will pop up.
Mhm.
You know?
When I
Yeah.
see like a bunch of these bigger servers doing like, what was it called? The freezer one that you guys mentioned. Yeah. That it's like anyone can jump in at any time with it's being hosted all the time. And like it's quite frankly, it's always like decently like 20 people that show up all the time on it. Like damn. You could really play the game with anyone at any given moment, but it's only on Washington.
Exactly. I was about to point out that maybe
It's
if
only
'cause-
on fucking Washington.
Dear Nelson, I know for a fact that there's a high chance you might be hearing this. I feel like a system like that, continuing what you did with Glacier Arena and doing that more, I feel like that could help fix the stagnation that today's servers are. Because even if like a new map shows up, it's a 50-50 whether servers will still be hosting it, because
A lot of people
like,
just like Washington, and let's
half of the servers in the game are hosting Washington.
let's not hate on Washington. I'm gonna say this right now: better than Russia.
I agree.
I did say that.
I agree.
said it's better than the Liberator.
No.
I agree.
Yeah,
You know what's funny? Actually,
I am
this is
stretching over that.
This is a conversation I had with Dan maybe like so long ago, where Dan was like trying to think of what the best
love
map
it.
was, and I said to Dan, I was like, "It's Washington." Didn't
But
believe
you know
me.
what would make Washington better? I mean, not Washington. What would make Russia better than Washington? If it just had Washington as Russia's map, yeah, and then the Liberator just on the side. That would make Russia a better map. Yeah.
I think I think the main problem for me when it comes to Russia is like it's just the Liberator's just so far away from actually everything else, and it makes
Yes.
it like a really annoying task to go to Liberator.
The only problem with Russia is that there's too much empty space. That's
Yep.
the only problem.
But
Exactly.
it is nice to travel when you're like in multiplayer, and it's like, hey guys, I'm gonna be there in 7
I mean,
minutes.
If you have a vehicle, it's cool. But
Then it's quick. Yeah, then it's
Jesus
fun.
Christ,
Unlike
walking
land,
on that map, that is.
And then you miss the road, and then you're actually gonna hit the water, and you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah, no, Russia's my favorite map though. In regards of like the underground, what was that called? The sewer?
Saint Petersburg.
St. Petersburg. Yeah, that's my favorite area actually.
Yeah,
I
I
high
had a
key wish
base
there was
in
more of
there.
that. Yeah.
Highly recommend if you don't have a base idea and you want to play on Russia, go to Saint Petersburg and build a base in the like the subway area. You will need a save zone generator. You will need a way to get fuel, but it's really fun because a lot of new players, for example, if they somehow raid you, they don't know about the soul crystal room, so you can hide your most valuable stuff in there. Also, you only have to worry about one wall of defenses, you know?
Oh,
The
that's
only
good.
downside is the only Anastasia, exactly. But the only thing you have to worry about is, as I said, save zone generators. So you will need a lot of fuel. But it's a little bit fun of a it's a little fun like a micromanaging game because you always need that in the back of your head. Hey, if I lose the save zone generator, it's gonna get raided.
The zombies.
Zombie raided. Honestly, that kind of just wakes up something in Unturned that I wish we would see more, and that is zombies actually coming to your base and just
Yeah,
kind of
right.
being an active threat.
There's so many freaking memories of like horde beacons and like the zombies are like fucking up my shit, and I'm like, bro, like quit going near me. Like I just was hating that. I would put up
Yeah.
my barbed wire to kill my friends, and the zombies are breaking it. Like fuck you. Like
Yeah,
I love it.
Yep. I guess
a lot of
Zombies are
interesting stuff can be done in this game.
Yeah, I guess the next question I was gonna ask for Quaz is, what was the first actual like after Russia? What was the next map you actually played? Because I mean, it was kind of like I think it was for most people they switched between.
France?
Was it France you played?
Is France the next fucking map?
It was Hawaii, I believe.
Oh no, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were at. I remember that. Yeah, freaking Hawaii drops right, and then my friend wants to do like a. I think was it a map review or he just did a like. Oh no, he did the freaking weekend. So yeah, Boom does the freaking update videos, right?
Mhm.
So right when the Hawaii update came out, Boom wanted to do the freaking update video, and so I'm wanting to play Hawaii with him at a LAN party, and the fuckers uploaded a video at the LAN party, and then we got to play. The map's awesome, and I think that one had like the Easter egg on it. Hawaii, yeah.
Which one?
No,
Which Easter
maybe
egg?
it did. No, there was
What?
just I remember one with like a magma thing.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, the magma boss zombie. Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, that was I remember freaking. I was watching over the shoulder when they were playing that. Right. Freaking love that.
Yeah, I mean
That map was super fun.
that map was pretty fun. I have some fun memories, and also like the volcano was just so broken. I don't know why there's like no kill barrier in the volcano, like on half of it.
You could just climb it.
Yeah, you can just go into the volcano and you can live inside the volcano.
I think there was an entire controversy when Hawaii released because it felt really rushed
Yeah.
and sort of unfinished.
Yeah, and also like would burn your eyes, but we don't get into that.
Right. Yeah.
I
map
see a
is
lot
bright.
of I see a lot of Hawaii fans.
Like-
Probably because of the gyrocopter. Let's be honest.
The raft and gyrocopter were good ideas in my opinion. I wish they were
Yeah.
like more expanded upon later on, but by like other people, but they never really were touched until recently.
I mean, hey, craftable vehicles. I know a map with craftable
yeah, but
vehicles.
again, like that's like apparently the time jump from those two maps is crazy to think about when it got reintroduced again.
Yeah.
When it was such an early on concept that was never built upon. Again, a concept
For context, Buak has craftable vehicles, and you
Yes.
should go play it.
Yeah. But again, like a concept that was kind of lost in the shuffle when it comes to making new curated content, and I think it's good to see it again come back on Buak in a really good way, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
I think like when I stopped playing the game, it was definitely when Greece dropped, right?
oh
Like
no,
it was a long time ago, right? Like I took a big pause, right? And it just, I was I think I was moving or something, right? So like I just didn't play it much. But like high key, that was like the last bit of content I remembered. So then when I jumped back onto the game, I then saw like all these newer maps that are newer than Greece, and I'm like, wow, this is cool. Cyprus Arena. Wow, man, I
No.
wish I played that. Oh my god,
you don't.
little did I know I totally missed out on it. I should have waited like a month and then stopped. Right? It's so funny.
Wait, so you got
Yeah,
back at
man.
what time? Like when it comes to Unturned, because it's kind of like you kind of went MIA for a
Very
while.
MIA. I think I literally started playing the game like right when everyone was just talking about the snowy map, A6 Polaris.
When Polaris came out.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's a big jump. That's a lot of like time.
We skipped
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
we
that's
skipped stuff.
Elver, Kuwait, Arid.
Yeah.
Like all the I think in my opinion the major maps of that era of this era.
Yeah, like total
It's
time.
crazy to think that that era is now in the past for me, for example, because I still live with the preconception, okay, Elver just came out, and I'm like, oh my god, it's 2023.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah. It's a time frame. I think
Elver is an old map now.
Yeah, it was again the most important map of the new generation of curated maps, and just to hold all the people who thought that Unturned was figured out, that Unturned was completely done, that there was nothing else you could do in this game, and then Daddy just dropped Elver and just said, everyone, screw you. And it was
I feel like Elver is a very good marker. Kinda, so you can just say pre-Elver and post-Elver maps.
Yep,
kinda.
It's the
I can
greatest
agree to
marker.
that. As someone
Yeah.
who did have to play it, I had to play it recently, and I beat the Easter egg and all that. You can look at my achievement. Yeah, it's super awesome. I freaking love that map. It's super like no one does anything like crafty like that, you know?
Elver is not that amazing in comparison to like Buak and Arid, for example. I mean,
Biased,
obviously
biased.
because those maps came after Elver,
Yeah.
but in comparison to everything that came before Elver is just completely different.
Yeah, it's a whole
Yeah.
new ball game. It's like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah, in my mind, like every single pre-Elver map, and I'm sorry to all Belgium or
No one
Ireland
likes those
fans
maps.
out there. Okay, I'm sorry, but to me, every map that came before Elver, or like most of them, really are just the same to me.
I need to
And-
definitely try some.
Yeah, people just. I feel like after Elver, people started being original in the game.
yeah. I think
I
it's
did
funny that you bring it up because I think Flodo brought up to me that I think I missaid what what Belgium had. Apparently, I don't think Flodo told me that I don't think there was sheep ever on Belgium. So I think the last episode I said that the most memorable thing that I remember of Belgium was sheep, and Flo was telling me that there was no sheep on Belgium.
Oh
So
yes.
that was on Ireland, wasn't
I
it?
think it was in Ireland, and I just mixed them up. But here's the thing: something memorable. I guess I could also say about Belgium that I remember is the tank being broken, and you could fly with the tank. I have a video on my YouTube channel of me flying with the tank back then. So
The Freudian slip, bro.
But yeah, I want to correct the record there. There was no sheep on Belgium. I guess I gave them too much credit. But yeah, I mean, what do you think about, I guess, the difference between the curated maps of the past when you had Greece, Hawaii, France, and then you go to that to like Elver and A6 Polaris? Like, what do you
It's
think?
a completely different thing. Like you're actually doing quests, right? So like you still like in those earlier maps, you were like, you could totally see yourself like running around doing stuff, huh? And then like now you get this Elver map and new maps coming out, and you're like, wow, so like I'm actually like running around having to find shit. Where the fuck is this? Like half the time I don't really read the quest button on the map page. I'm a lazy gamer, right? So I just don't hit that, and so I just really pay attention by whatever I read in front of me. And if I don't see where I'm supposed to go, man, I really just travel that whole entire map like up and down, left and right until I just eventually get to the objective.
Yeah, I get that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But like I love doing that, and it's
Which
actually
is-
quite very fun, especially on Elver. That map is pretty. That it's like, let's just say newer maps have been like a lot more fun to like be going through the walking simulator of it, you know? Like Russia, for example, gosh, man, the downtime in between, I would sometimes pull out my phone and play a mobile game. But like, there's no like time for you to do that in some of these new maps. Probably because there's a zombie spawn next to you and you're about to get chased by a sprinting zombie. Those suck.
yeah, yeah. It is.
Yes.
It is a whole new ball game that we are in, and I'm glad.
Yeah.
I guess one of the last questions I want to really ask you is like, how do you feel about the community as opposed to back then as to now? Because you were around in the inner community for, during like early stages of like Unturned, and you're back in the inner community again. And what would you say is, I guess you could say, the differences between the two, or maybe the similarities? I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of differences. You used to have a ton of people that made content on the game, and they like do not play the game absolutely at all. You would see some people like Paul Soares Jr. that played Unturned quite a bit. I actually remember me like Big Boom doing the whole. I think it was like the gang. Is it called the Gang Z?
Yep, Gang Z.
I think it was this video series with some people, and yeah, like I remember watching that, and I'm like, yo, all these people, what are they doing? And they ain't playing the game no more. Like seriously though,
Yeah.
like a lot of people have jumped ship. You hear some people like Z-Man thinking that they're gonna play Minecraft, so like there's a lot of people that don't want to play Unturned anymore, and it's to me it's like disheartening. I'm like, what do you guys are just playing some other boring game in my opinion.
I mean, hey,
That's kind of what I think. Unturned is
are
like
the
kind of a lot
next
more
ge-
interesting than some other stuff.
we are the next generation, and we are. This very podcast is kind of a testament to that, you could say. I don't want to shill the podcast too much,
Bruh.
but no, but it is still like one of the most active Unturned related channels. I think
It is
second
good, but-
only to Liam Does Games, who uploads not every day. Liam is, I don't know. You're amazing. I remember Buak dropped, and Liam already had 4 videos on his channel about Buak. I don't know how he
Salutes
does
to
that.
Liam.
Yeah,
Actual salutes to Liam.
Yeah, Liam's crazy.
exactly.
Gamer
All
Rise Up.
of my audience watches Liam as well, so cheers to that.
Yeah, Liam is like the actual, right now, the current like Unturned
goat.
YouTuber. Like he's the Unturned
Yeah.
YouTuber as of right now. He has that spot. I know, like I guess of eras, it was like MOBB to our games, and then it would be like Man
Oh,
on Man.
like-
Then at one point it was Addy, and then I guess right now it's Liam. Liam is the Unturned guy. So
Yeah.
thanks for carrying us.
I've got to give props to Liam. That's a lot of determination. But also, I mean, I think you're forgetting Nilex, because he
Nilex,
still
yeah.
uploads regularly and gets upwards of 100,000 views. Actually,
You guys can't be
You're
leaving
gonna-
out my good
You're gonna
buddy.
be like
Nilex.
Elite Lupus, Fudgy, like those people were also like the Unturned
Wasn't
guy
the-
for a long time. So
Fact, wasn't one of the first times I met Addy was the first time I met Nilex, was during the Unturned Death Race. Am I incorrect, Addy? Or we definitely played like a couple things beforehand.
I do not remember what the Unturned Death Race is.
Damn,
was-
gosh, man, we literally just like drove around in I think Hawaii on a racetrack, and we built a bunch
Oh.
of fucking contraptions. I believe so check this. I thought I paired up with Hayden. Fucking wrong. I actually was paired up with Nilex, and so I kept talking to fucking Hayden, thinking
Christ.
they were Nilex.
Okay, I do remember that, and I remember I was paired with Phantom Miner.
Yep.
Who's
Yeah!
currently an Overwatch streamer, I think, and we made like this Mexican themed car, and we named it something really racist. If I'm honest. I didn't even know what that word meant at the time, so I just
Oh
went
my
with it.
god. So sorry. That's horrible. I definitely think mine had something to do with subscribing to me and Nilux, just being YouTube hungry, something similar like that. But yeah, we did this whole death race. I think Union was there, like a ton of big people, and we just literally like ran in a big old circle. It was so much fun. I definitely love vehicle combat, and that was definitely great. But yeah, I definitely think that was the first time we freaking like interacted, like mostly, which is funny.
You know what? I think the whole race was organized by Union actually, and I think the video is unlisted or private on his channel now.
Oh yeah, dang. That means it's super way back.
It's a bit of a shame.
I think I might honestly have the video, and it might just be either unlisted or it's still public.
I know Union unlisted all their Unturned content recently.
Yeah, I guess they want to make more Minecraft stuff, which makes sense after someone makes a RL Craft video and it actually blows up. Can we just like pause for a moment and say this? Like they played RL Craft and it blew up. What? Like, I love that. I think that's so rad.
I want to say so many things, but I'm like, yeah.
I'm sorry. I of all people who loves Minecraft randomly, I'm just like, dude, you actually can play Minecraft a lot now? Like, that's actually cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to be
But you
fair,
know what's better game than Minecraft though? Unturned.
Yep, I agree. Honestly, agree.
Because Unturned's got fucking guns, and Minecraft
And the
actively
newest-
bans fucking gun mods. Like, get out of here.
And then Mojang
And
works
the
like
newest map and then Unturned Buak, of course.
Yeah.
I was one
Totally.
Polish guy. I'll be an entire corporation. I have a line for something in the future. I really want to make this track, but it's like so hard. But one of the lines was making fun of Mojang and how Dan literally outplayed Mojang in like a week.
I mean,
love
to outplay Mojang, all you have to do is like
Work more than 30 minutes.
just finish something, just make
Just do
something, anything, just
that. Finish it.
yeah, just like not go to
You
sleep
want
after 5
to do
minutes.
make the Aether actually fucking in Minecraft.
Make the
No, that's
Aether?
what you do.
Oh,
The Aether
the
should have been
Aether.
an actual
If you
thing.
actually fucking add that shit, bro.
The Aether should have been a thing in
Dude.
Minecraft. I think that shit is so cool.
Bro, like
Yeah.
what the fuck are they thinking? Honestly, it's beta, whatever the hell, 1.8 or 7 when they added horses or some dumb shit. Okay, it's like super early on. Okay, we know the Ender Dragon's coming. Give us the Aether. They already
Yeah.
fucking saw it. Just what the fuck?
We've
Anywho, that's-
seen. Yeah, but okay. Speaking of the Aether, there are so many Aether. Okay, there are a few official Aether mods, and all of them absolutely fucking suck. Because
No.
one is the Legacy Aether, which is cool, but ultimately, when you look at it now, there is no content in that. There is the sequel, the second Aether, which. Okay, cool, more generation and everything, but there is only one boss, and the gimmick of the boss is that you have to attack it with a pickaxe and not with a sword, and that's
Oh my God, that's
all
stupid.
about the boss. That's just everything.
It's a mining boss. Ooh.
Yeah, and
fuck
and
off.
and the third one that I'm thinking of, I think it's called what's it called? Either Highlands or something like that. It's unfit. Okay, first of all, it's unfinished as fuck, and second of all, it's like an RPG thingy. What?
Aether was cool.
I don't
care
know.
if That's what he says. Tabasco's
I
fun.
feel like the Aether is not that good of a mod as we remember when we were children. Is all I'm gonna
Maybe.
say.
That's actually some good thing. Okay, like
'Cause I
nostalgia
recently-
can fucking ruin shit.
I
Yeah.
recently came back to Aether, and I'm like, wow, this fucking sucks.
Maybe we're just spoiled by how much good content has been released.
Maybe.
That is actually true.
Maybe I'm not denying that. Because just like Elver, at the time it was something amazing. Now it's still really good. It's just in comparison to other maps, it's not that amazing. But it's obviously because Elver was kind of the thing that kind of started pushing people to their limits, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know
definitely
what I'm
think
talking about.
The next map that comes out, though, no, you're right. It's gonna have to push some people's limits because let's just face it. Everything that's in Buak that's like kind of new should definitely be considered in anyone else's maps. Holy
Yeah,
heck.
but now I'm thinking, like,
He's thinking.
yeah, what
Like-
what else can be done? You know, it's kind of amazing because
We're talking like looting everywhere. Like, yeah.
I don't think that much. I think that would just fundamentally Unturned would need to be changed in how it works.
Actually, Stats, there's a lot of things that can be done. I was thinking about a lot.
There's a lot of things that can still be
And
done.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'm just
holy shit,
excited
there's
to
so
see
much. I'm just thinking, honestly, all I'm gonna say to anybody that's listening to this is looking back at like early 2000, like 2015 Minecraft mods, and that's all I gotta say. I'm just waiting for the Unturned Crazy Craft mod, bro. Like, once that drops, that's it. That's the actual
I
series.
feel like I've actually heard of that. Like Jerome ASF probably played that shit or something.
Yeah.
Like,
But like Crazy Craft, there was Unturned Crazy Craft. It was actually like super AIDS, and there was like a million monsters that would kill you like by like one shot. That'd be fun. Honestly, would have fun with that.
dude, I fucking. Oh man, there's so many damn like old Unturned mods that actually don't run anymore. Man,
Wow.
can we have a moment for the fallen mods, everyone? Just a moment of silence for like 5 seconds here.
The fallen ones. Yeah. Nobody watches the show at this point, so
Well, that was just our silent for the fallen mods. That's all.
yeah.
Yeah, I've paid respects to the fallen mods the whole episode, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadie's been very quiet because he's a little bit silly in the brain.
Thank you, Charles.
Silly.
I think
Silly.
the expression's pronounced "singing in the rain."
Singing in the rain. I'm just messing with you guys.
Singing
Right,
in the
right.
rain. Something
Singing in
I
the
don't
rain.
know actually. I thought
Going-
it is that. I'm gonna have to Google it while you guys are talking.
Going back to you, Quaz, actually. I know you just wanted to Google something, but
No. Keep
I know it's called the
It's a
Unturned
1952
Podcast,
film I'm
but
mentioning.
since
Got
we
it.
brought you here, right? You're not only an Unturned person, you're also a musician, right?
Yeah, I'm a total
As a-
musical nerd.
As a fellow musician, I had to bring that up. So, where can people find some of your works, perhaps? Or
I'm on Spotify. You click
holy shit!
QASI, and that's me. But sometimes it's not going to be easy to find. So if you go to my Twitter, it's the pinned fucking tweet.
Holy shit! I'm not on Spotify.
Not being
My fan base is gonna kill me.
They're gonna.
Dude, the podcast got roasted because we didn't have a Spotify deal, you know, or like,
True.
Oh no!
but like,
True.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. I
That would be
personally
funny.
just don't like Spotify. Just personally, it's not that hard to get on Spotify as I say it is. It's just that I kind of don't want to myself because it's just I don't know. I never used Spotify myself, so
See,
like,
I
why-
used to use it every day, like almost religiously from sophomore year of high school to about 2 years ago. And I stopped paying for it and I stopped using it, because I was like, I could save more money, right? So I stopped.
Yeah.
And I'm miserable. It's I think an addiction. I think Spotify might have like a little bit of crack in it. It's
maybe.
seriously. So don't use it. If you start using it, you might
Don't
need
use
to
it.
use it. Is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm on SoundCloud. Why would you ever need to use
Fuck yeah.
Spotify?
See, I used to have my SoundCloud up, but I think I privated a lot of my stuff. I think I wanted to put it
problem-
on my YouTube channel, but
The problem
time.
with SoundCloud is that you have limited uploads, which kind of sucks.
that's what I ran into. I had too many privated things uploaded, and I was like, I can't showcase anything because I can't fucking fit anything else in here.
So you know what I started using? Newgrounds actually for music uploads. Like the music player is not that great. I'll admit, but unlimited uploads, and also indie game devs will be in your DMs asking whether you can make music for them. So
Yeah, high key, I did just create my Newgrounds page. You could see it as qaswasred, and it is absolutely. Hold on, I Staz, that is awesome.
I haven't drawn a podcast thumbnail in a
There's
in
a
while.
thumbnail that just caught me enamored. I
Yeah.
am so sorry, guys.
I'm just just posting
That
it for
completely
Charles.
threw away my line of thinking.
When was the last time I have drawn a podcast thumbnail? I
I
thought that
don't
was
know.
Pittle's episode.
think
That was
Pitt's
episode
episode?
48.
Yeah.
Yeah, 48.
That is a long time.
Yeah, long time. I have been away for some time as well, so
Yep.
for those uninformed, I guess I can. I know I talk a lot, but allow me to talk about myself a little bit more. Raise
Allow
my
you to
ego.
indulge.
Indulge, yeah. For those who don't know why I haven't been on the last Unturned episode, and I just generally been away, is because, well, I was sailing alongside Unturned community creators, Danaby2 and Renaxon. So
Super fun.
There's so many
Yeah,
things
we
that
rented
could be
out
said.
we rented out a boat, and we were gone for 2 weeks.
Y'all were
alongside
sailors.
a few of my friends. No, we're not sailors. My friend is a
What?
sailor. My friend
Oh,
Adam.
okay.
Shout out
They're-
to him.
they were
He
the
doesn't.
sailor.
He doesn't watch this show, but shout out to Adam,
Heck yeah.
Right. the captain of the ship.
No. You guys weren't sailors, you were seamen.
Ah,
Yeah.
This guy.
that's true.
This guy.
I was the quartermaster.
Yeah. Let's go.
Who was the
I don't even know
carpenter?
what that
Who was
means.
the
The
carpenter?
master of the quarters. That's what's up.
Danaby was the cook, kinda.
Who was carpenter?
Danaby was the cook.
Yeah,
wish I
I
could-
know he's a guy who
Danaby-
likes to cook.
Listen, Danaby's cooking is really good. I have
Dude,
to admit.
I gotta do cooking with Quaz with Danaby. That's
True.
You two
That
would
gotta
really,
fucking
could really
be a
pull
thing.
that off.
That collab would go hard.
telling you. Shout out. Shout
And you
out
gotta,
Danaby.
and also because Dan is also like makes music. He also while cooking.
Oh, they're
you have to-
musically inclined?
Yeah, you have to like switch. You know, one in the kitchen, one in the studio, and you kind of like you have like a 2-minute timer, and you switch. That would be fun.
We could high key just be
Every
like,
2 minutes. Yeah.
yeah. Dang, now I
That
gotta
could be
pester
fun.
them. I gotta pester them with musical stuff now too. Crap.
Now that
Yeah.
this was said, I want to say something. I want to put somebody on the spot in this call that has made a statement on Twitter.com that is now, and now I don't know what the deal is. So, Stas Wally, where
What
is
have I
Stas
said?
Stereo?
Oh, I'm thinking of bringing it back.
No.
That
It was voted.
What?
There was only like one negative vote on that poll.
Hey. Listen, okay. First of all, it's not a vote for anything. Okay.
Oh,
All it
okay, okay.
All it is just an emoji of a radio and a question mark. All right. That's all it is.
Stas, you have to bring it back. You can't just do that.
I know.
You can't
I
do
know,
that.
I
You
know.
have to do it.
I know I can do it.
So-
it's
Wait, can't bring it back?
No,
What?
he-
English? What?
no, I can bring it back. It's just I'm thinking about it.
No, you
No, you
have
get
to
me.
bring it back.
Managing a community and managing a small a sub community of a community as volatile as Unturned
Oh
is,
my gosh.
is a little bit hard. And
Honestly,
so-
it's so true. Like,
but
finding... Yeah.
but now that I have people that could help me doing that, maybe yeah, because the server is still there. Listen, the server is still there. It's all archived. It's bound to happen at one point.
Bring it back. Bring it back. Everyone in the comment
Alright.
section, if you're listening to this point, I want you all to say "bring back."
Hold on.
Smiley
Yeah,
to
just do
Stereo.
like...
If I see like
Do
two
the hand
comments-
emojis right next to it, like the clapping. Bring it back, you know? Yeah.
Oh my god.
If you actually do that.
I will. It's a promise.
Smartly
It's
to
Okay,
Stereo,
guys,
bring
this
it
is
back.
will
me
happen.
fucking pleading. This is my fucking episode. I need you to do that. Bring it back.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I just wanted to put
Damn
you
it.
on the spot because I'm waiting. I've been waiting.
bro wanted me to be put in like a point where I can't say no.
No, you literally can't. You literally can't because this is now on.
What do you mean can?
No.
They have no choice.
I,
What do you mean?
Because I want it back. I want it back. You know how many
A
people
lot of-
voted
a lot
that
of
poll? All those people want it
I
back.
know
I
that a
fucking
lot
love
of
you,
people-
Stas. Oh man.
the reason why I shut it down is because this year has been just extremely eventful for me. All right,
Wild.
and I haven't been
well all this time, and just this server and all the shit that has been going on in the community at the same time. I didn't need more problems in my life at the time, but I feel like now that everything has settled down, I think it can come back. I think
We don't need more problems in our life. I think we all can agree to that sentence out loud.
Yes,
But
yes,
we could
can-
bring it
can-
back.
we all agree to that, but like Stas, you need to bring it back.
No, not
let's-
like that though. Stop.
Let's see.
No!
What
I'm fucking saying.
I
demanding it.
hold fond memories of that server. Some of you probably, most people that are in this, like, that are kind of regulars of that server, and don't really realize how old that server is. Because how old is it? I think it's like 3 years.
Jesus.
I made it when I entered the community. So it's a pretty old Discord server. I wiped it. Well, now
You
4
wiped
times.
it a
'Cause
couple times.
yeah, there are 1, 2, 3 archives of this server now.
Wow.
So yeah,
In different
it'll
time,
happen.
in a different
Don't
place.
worry.
It better
Don't
happen.
worry. It'll
Better-
happen.
I'm-
I wanna see the comment section of this.
I
video.
hope you understand. I'm just playing around, but like, yeah, I do want the server back.
No.
It was.
I
good
know
server.
that a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people do.
Bring
And-
it back.
Oh my god, I've been just growing my ego this episode, but I feel like it's filling in a gap that just doesn't exist in the Unturned community, which is just like a wow.
No, I agree. No,
like-
UL kind of is kind of silly right now, but you know how it is.
It's still kind of silly.
Yep.
There is one thing I definitely feel like I have to bring up as a Unturned community member. It has nothing to do with Unturned though, but it has something to do with everyone who plays the game. Okay, why is everyone better at CS:GO than me? No. Fucking why? Addy, you can
Addy.
explain it. Why are you fucking better than me at CS? Why is it? Why has it been this way?
All right, for what it's worth, I have played a couple CS games with Quaz, but I never thought I was, much better than him at all. I think you're still pretty decent, Quaz.
Just so
I mean,
many
listen.
times I just get donked on by like some random person. Like
lot
I remember
of-
playing with Animatic. Oh man, they could
A
tell.
lot
everything.
of people in the Unturned community are from Eastern Europe, unfortunately. But the one upside of that is that we're good at CS:GO. Just when you're born, one of the first things you do is you learn how to say "mama," "dada," and then you
Plan B.
learn and then you learn plan B, and suddenly
Molly
you're
Hut.
learning rollouts and smoke locations on every single
One
map.
heaven.
Mama, dada, one palace.
Oh my god.
Well,
Honestly though, like that's probably the most truest thing.
Yeah, I believe "by the fuse kid" was one of my first words I have spoken.
That was the
That's
first.
really responsible of you.
No,
I mean, that wasn't the first game I bought. I think I
I
actually
wasn't.
did
I
the
wasn't a
Unturned thing
CS:GO
first.
kid. I wasn't a CS:GO kid. I have a
That's
lot
good.
of friends who were like CS 1.6 people, but I was a TF2 kid.
Okay, right.
Yeah, TF2 and Flash games mostly,
yeah.
and Unturned popped up in there, and Elver came out, and that kind of made me come back. But this is not my episode. My episode is episode 4. You should go watch that
Episode
too.
4.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have come a long way.
To think that there was people doubting our next one. It's so funny. Not to talk about this, but like it's so funny that I'm still making the show.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. A lot of people.
Still, the show has fewer episodes than Breaking Bad. I'd like to point out.
And that is
Do
important.
you think are you
Yes.
challenging this? It's like a challenge, Addy.
This is
Well,
it
here's the
feels
thing.
like one.
This is the 59th episode. Breaking Bad has 62.
So,
So you only need to make 3 more
I had
episodes.
to beat Breaking Bad in order to be on the same level. Is that what you're saying?
And
Then we'll start talking.
well, how many episodes are in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Okay.
Because
Oh,
that's the
Christ.
longest lasting show. Honestly, if you can make it past It's Always Sunny, I mean, yeah. You're
There's only so
outlasting
much of a turn I can talk about.
Yeah,
I can't be giving away ideas for free. The whole show over the year of last year there was so much said in that show. It was crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think
So much happened.
I think we are at that point where we can, close it off. Quaz and everybody else, does anybody else have anything to say? They want to say before we end the show?
The greatest unturned PvPer is.
I just left. Okay. Well, that's going to conclude this episode of the Unturned Podcast. I've been your host, Kukui Charles, and we'll hope to see you next time with a very special guest. Bye-bye!
Goodbye.
Shut up, Stas.